All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So thank you to everyone who is here. I know a few people will probably be joining us. Let me just give you, first I want to acknowledge that, the last few weeks have been difficult, particularly for our seniors. And I know there's been some disappointments in terms of spring sports and the closing of schools for the remainder of the year. But we're doing absolutely everything we can to work on creating opportunities to celebrate our seniors and continuing with the traditions we have as closely as possible in a safe way. So what I want to go through tonight are a couple of key events that are coming up in the next 2 weeks. We're going to talk a little bit about something we were able to put together in the last week or so, which is a car parade to celebrate our seniors. So we will go through a little bit of the details of that, and I will certainly follow up with more information in an email. And we also have the police chief on this call to talk a bit about it as well, since we're doing that in conjunction with the village and the police, and we greatly appreciate their help in making this happen. I also am going to spend a little bit of time talking about Senior Week and the activities we've been able to take from what would be a traditional Senior Week into this virtual Senior Week. And finally, we'll talk a bit about senior shadowing, specifically what senior shadowing is going to entail, as well as all of the opportunities that have been created by parents who've been incredibly gracious to host some senior shadowing sessions virtually. Before we get started on the details, I did want to take a minute to just thank a number of people who've been so instrumental in the last few weeks, really coming together for our senior class. So I want to take a moment to thank the senior class parents who've been involved all year in this work, and in the last few weeks, Mrs. Barr and Mrs. Carlton, who've been helping with Senior Week, Lori Beecher and Doug Cruikshank, who've been spearheading work on senior shadowing, the student leadership of the senior class, who've met with myself and Mrs. Agarabi quite a few times, Luke Freeman, Alice O'Connell, George Cooney, Michael Burstein, as well as Mrs. Agarabi. So this has been really a team effort to make some of these events happen. And, we're doing our best to try to celebrate our seniors. I also, like I said, want to thank the town and the police department, because none of this is possible without them in terms of anything we're doing in person. And so the first thing we're going to talk about tonight is the car parade. So the genesis of this idea came from what we've done the last couple of years, which is when our seniors, the last day they have classes, parade through the elementary and middle school, and the elementary and middle school students come out and cheer them on. We wanted to do something similar. I know a couple of towns have done it in the last few weeks. I'm in contact with a lot of principals in the area, and a number of towns are planning to do something like this in the next few weeks as well. So ours will take place, and again, I'm going to follow up with an email. And also, just so you know, I'm taping this meeting, and we'll send out the YouTube link to anyone who misses it. So the car parade is going to happen a week from tomorrow, which is Tuesday, May 26th. We're going to start lining seniors up at 9:30 a.m. in the elementary school lot. And we will proceed with the police escort from there. And in a moment, I'm going to have the police chief talk a little bit about that. One thing I do want to mention is, while we have seniors in cars with a parent driving, and just the senior of that parent can be in that car, we don't want multiple seniors in a car, and we do not want seniors driving. We're going to ask those seniors to bring back any textbooks they have. And we're going to create some tables along the elementary school canopy so that seniors can drop those off in an orderly fashion as they pass by before they head out onto the parade route. So at this point, I'm going to pass it over to the police chief to talk a little bit more about the parade itself, and then I'm happy to add details at the end.
Well, you thanked me before you heard what I had to say. And Listen, I've been here a long time, been very supportive of the school. I hate these things that have cropped up over the last 2 or 3 weeks. While I understand the need to celebrate, um, they clearly violate the governor's executive order. They violate his order on gatherings. So we have to be very careful. Um, I've denied multiple requests already for similar parades. We've done some small birthday parties reluctantly. This has the potential to be a big problem for us, and the optics are potentially a problem for the village and the school. So we have to be very careful. And when I spoke with you and Roy, um, I should have asked first the class size, because COVID notwithstanding, we could not do a 130 car parade in the village. It would stretch into Tuckahoe and Yonkers and loop itself. So all that being said, knowing how I'm opposed to these kind of things, I I do understand the need to do something, or the desire to do something, and we're going to be flexible in letting it occur with very strict rules. And we need to somehow, some way, come up with a staggered departure, because even if you don't get a full RSVP, we couldn't even support 70 or 80 cars. That stretches all the way down Midland and into Tuckahoe. So yeah, it's going to happen, but strict rules as you've laid out. Probably a joint statement from the village and the school prior to Tuesday on what behavior is expected and what is acceptable, and some sort of staggered schedule on departure, and maybe even arrival. An alphabetical or a class arrival would help us not have 200 people or 150 or more than the 10 that's allowed gather at one point in time.
Okay, great. So we're going to follow up on that, and we will share that specific information with the class. I am going to follow up this call with the survey, because I know there are some people out of town. There are also some students who may not want to participate. So we do want to get a sense of the numbers, and then we'll work with the police department to make sure we have a safe timing for this parade. We are asking any teachers who want to come back and stand socially distanced along the sidewalk to say goodbye to the seniors. We know that it's been difficult because the seniors haven't had a chance necessarily, except over Zoom, to say goodbye to their teachers. So we're gonna work on that as well. So more details to come. I wanna move on, and at the end we'll take questions via chat where you can raise your hand and ask questions. I wanna take a little bit of time to give you an overview of Senior Week and senior shadowing, and then talk to all of you about what the requirements will be for seniors during this time. This is still school, these are still school days, so we do need students to attend a certain number of events, given that in other circumstances, they would be attending school. But we think there's a lot of choice here, so they're gonna have exciting things to do, and it shouldn't be an issue fulfilling the time. So right now I'm just gonna share my screen. And the first thing I'm going to share is a document that will get sent to seniors, maybe tonight or tomorrow morning. This document on the first this first page has an overview. So you can see Tuesday we have the car parade in the morning, and all of our Senior Week activities take place from 11 a.m. to noon. So we have our first week and our second week of Senior Week activities. We have a variety of sessions that are similar to sessions we've hosted in the past, the purpose of which is really to prepare students for the transition to college. Then every one of those days, we have senior shadowing sessions at either noon, 1, or 2 p.m. that students will be signing up for. And I'm going to tell you in a moment how many they need to sign up for over the 2 weeks. We have a couple of sessions that all seniors will attend. So we have a presentation by Hearst that we're gonna have all seniors attend at 2 p.m. on Thursday, the 28th. That's a wonderful session that some of our seniors have had the opportunity to attend in person in the past. We're really excited to be able to offer this to the whole senior class. And finally, thanks to one of our senior shadowing parents, we have the opportunity to have the former astronaut, Scott Kelly, speak to our senior class at 2 p.m. on Friday, June 5th. So we're gonna ask all seniors to attend that as well. And then as seniors open this in the next day or two, they're gonna see on the next few pages some overview of each day's general schedule. And there could be a few sessions added to this in the next day or two, but you can see we have our noon to 1 p.m., our 1 to 2, and our 2 to 3 p.m. sessions on each day. A variety of parents, as well as the business they work with or for, are listed here. So this is sort of our overview. And then once you get through the overview of these sessions, what we have below in this document are where students will actually sign up. So you'll see, now we go to the details, and up here, these links link you down to that day. So for instance, on Wednesday, June 3rd, here's a session by Mr. Barr, here's an overview of it, and then here are the slots. Now, some of these sessions are unlimited, so we can add slots to them. Some are more limited. So your children should, or students who are on this call, seniors should go through this to take a look at what they're interested in attending. Phenomenal sessions. And you'll see a teacher is going to be hosting each of these. That teacher will take attendance. That teacher will run the Zoom. And if there's any behavior issues, which I do not expect from any of our seniors, that teacher will report those to Mr. Lassane. So this is going to be a very important document for our seniors to look through, because Wednesday morning, I will open it with editing rights to the senior class so that each senior can sign up for their sessions. So what I want to show you right now is an overview of the requirements for senior shadowing. So let me do that. This is similar to years past, but we've reduced the number of hours required a little bit. So senior week and senior shadowing, I just showed you an overview of the schedule. I just mentioned senior week sessions are from 11 to noon. Attendance is required at all senior week sessions unless noted on that calendar. Okay, senior shadowing sessions will take place in the afternoon, and I'm going to answer your questions at the end of this. Seniors must log a total of 8 hours over the 2 weeks. That includes the 2 sessions that everyone will attend. So when seniors go into this to sign up, they will be signing up for 6 shadowing sessions, because they will also attend the Hearst and Scott Kelly session. Okay, so just a note, I will be reaching out to all teachers of seniors this week. If a teacher has not, if a student has not completed all of their coursework, they will not be eligible to participate until they do so. Okay, so let's go forward here. Again, seniors will attend 8 hours worth of shadowing, log their sessions, submit the log. It's just going to indicate what sessions you attended, submit the log to Google Classroom, and they will write 1 journal entry reflecting on the whole experience, submit to Google Classroom. I will be inviting the seniors to this Google Classroom, but the Google Classroom code is there. And this is all due on Monday, June 8th. I just put the link in this presentation, which I will send in my email once we have this up on YouTube. Again, this is the document. Students are going to receive rights to sign up on Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. I will share the document for everyone to view after this session, so seniors can take a look at what's available and what they might want to attend. Seniors should sign up for just 1 session each week for the first 24 hours so we can get students into at least first or second choices that they have. And then the following day, they can go in and sign up for their remaining sessions. Again, 6 sessions need to be signed up for because 2 we already have taking place for the whole class. As I said, faculty will be facilitating these sessions. We'll set up the Zoom link, we'll take attendance, and any misbehavior will be reported to Mr. Lassane. And again, this is my last slide, basically a timesheet listing the senior shadowing sessions that have been attended will be due, as well as a journal entry. I've already posted those assignments in the Google Classroom with the due date. So that is essentially, what needs to take place between now and Wednesday. Seniors should take a look at the document that I'm going to share in a few minutes, and they should join the Google Classroom. Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., begin to sign up, and then complete signing up for 6 sessions in the next few days, by Friday maybe, so that everyone's ready to go for next week. That is all I have for my overview of shadowing. So I am actually going to stop now. And for senior week, because I know Ms. Peterson has a couple things she's going to mention in a moment. For senior week or senior shadowing, does anyone have any question? So Luke, if you look at that document, you have an overview of what the presenter has indicated they will be speaking about. So hopefully that gives you a sense of what you might be interested in signing up for. Some are a little more detailed, some are a little less detailed. I think some parents are really open at the beginning of the session to ask what students are interested in hearing about. I think the police chief, did you have a question?
I'm hoping to be dismissed without getting.
Yes, please.
Unless there's a specific question for me.
Are there any questions for?
I'm going to bail, and then we'll be in touch in the coming days.
Absolutely. I'll reach out if there's any follow-up questions. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep. Any questions about senior week or senior shadowing? Hopefully it's straightforward. That document will help everyone see what needs to take place, and I'm going to follow up sharing also the presentation and again this. If any parents want to update their blurb, they're absolutely welcome to. They can email me with a new blurb and I can insert it. I'm going to share, I think I'm going to be able to share this document with parents as well who are hosting sessions. I just need a little time to get them all in the sharing setting. Other questions about senior week or senior shadowing? All right, Ms. Peterson, did you want to speak a little bit about senior spring athlete photos?
Yeah, so one of our traditions for the majority of our teams has been the ability for the senior athlete and their parents or family members to be introduced on the field and get their picture taken. And so we've been trying to figure out a way to recreate that when we haven't had any athletic events. So on Tuesday, May 26th and Thursday, May 28th, we're going to recreate that on Chambers Field. So any senior athletes, and we have 53 of them, will be receiving an email from their coaches. We just put together the schedule. And you have been assigned an appointment time to come down to the field with your family members. If that time doesn't work, you're going to work through your coaches and we're going to try to adjust those. But we are going to socially distance, not have more than 10 people on the field, but give you the ability to come onto the field with your family. We have hired a photographer. You'll step to the logo in the middle, have your picture taken, and then we're going to invite you over to stand under the scoreboard, bring your own camera for that, or a cell phone, and take a picture of the athlete under the scoreboard, which will have a digital display on it. And then we're also going to have boxes laid out by sport team. So we're asking seniors to bring a change of clothes, duck in your car, and come out and deposit any uniforms or school issued equipment into the box for your team. We'll also have flowers available for the student athletes to present to their family members. And then we're going to ask you to drive off, and then the next group of the next family will come in and we'll do the same thing. We're repeating that over 2 days. It'll take us about 2 to 3 hours a day to get those done. But we're excited to get everybody out in the field. Stay safe, and you'll be receiving more instructions through your coaches about the actual procedures by tomorrow morning. On June 4th, we're going to have a virtual spring sports award. So we're not giving out our typical awards because we weren't able to have a spring season, but we are going to be recognizing all of our senior athletes. So it will be a combination of a Zoom and YouTube presentation, but we invite everybody to come on board. It's going to be at 7 o'clock. We will send out a link to that so you can all join us. And then we'll send that out to the community as well for people to join us. We'll tape it and have it available on the website as well. So we invite you on June 4th at 7 p.m. to join us as we celebrate our senior athletes, who, by the way, have done just a tremendous job this spring. I guess it's a lot easier when you can go out in the field and the track and perform, but for them to stay as good teammates with each other and to do a lot of community support has been tremendous to watch. So kudos to all of our senior athletes and their parents that have been so supportive of them. I draw your attention, you should have gotten an email last week, and we'll send another one out this week. The Bronco Strong store is up and running, so we have some items for anyone in the community to purchase. We have Bronco Strong and BXV Strong t-shirts and hats. As of today, we've raised over $600 for Destination College and the Westchester Food Bank. So we're hoping to really up the ante on that, give you folks an opportunity to purchase some great t-shirts and hats, and to also support some area groups that have been helping us through this difficult time. So we appreciate everybody's support, and we'll keep reminding you because we don't want you to miss an opportunity to have a BXV Strong shirt. So happy to take any questions, or if people want to email me, but you will be getting more details about the senior photo days next Tuesday and Thursday.
So just to review, and I neglected to mention this, we are having a Memorial Day ceremony on Friday morning at 9:30 a.m. virtually. So I will be sending out information for how to view that, and we encourage everyone to do so. We're trying to continue with that tradition because we feel it's vitally important to celebrate or remember really all of the veterans that we have. And this is just a beautiful ceremony that we have. So we're going to be doing that virtually. Again, Tuesday, we have the car parade. More information will be shared, and I will likely follow up pretty soon after this with a survey to ask who's interested and planning to participate, so I can plan closely with the police if we need to stagger those times. Tuesday starts senior week and senior shadowing. Ms. Peterson did remind me that we are having awards ceremonies on Monday, June 8th. Those will be virtual. There's a significant number of ways we recognize our seniors. You will be getting more information about that. And anyone whose child is getting an award, we will send an email out to notify you. And then just finally, to complete this, our current plans continue to be a June 20th socially distanced graduation. We expect by the beginning of June, we may have more information, whether anything changes at the state level, and we will certainly update everyone at that point based on the information we have. At this point, we don't have anything that's causing us to change those plans, but we will reach out as soon as we have more details closer to the date. And I think, Mr. Lassane, did you want to say something?
Yeah, do you have the link to the Memorial Day?
Not yet, but we will send that out.
Okay, just want to make sure I didn't miss it. Okay.
Nope. It's going to be live streamed on YouTube.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Yep. I guess it'll be on the Bronxville YouTube channel, but I'll send something out just to remind everyone. Any other questions? Again, feel free to email me. Oh, baccalaureate. Thanks, Beth. Baccalaureate. I just have too many events going through my mind. Baccalaureate is in the works. We have a great set of students that are going to be performing in a variety of different ways, some virtually, some taped ahead of time, some likely live streamed out of the auditorium. We plan to have that live streamed on our YouTube channel on Friday, June 19th, as scheduled at 5 p.m. And I want to thank the performing arts faculty, Mr. Ashley and Mr. Brian Parker, for working tirelessly to make this happen and give our performing and fine arts students an opportunity to share their phenomenal work and achievements with all of you. So more information to come for that, but we will share that as we get closer. Just a question that came up. Within a family, as many people who want to ride in the car is fine. We just don't want multiple families in one car. So everyone can come along in the car, just within that family. And also a question regarding yearbook distribution. Thank you. Yearbooks will be mailed home this year. We weren't sure at the time we had to make that decision whether we would have the capacity to distribute, so we made the decision to have them shipped. I believe they will be shipped by mid-June. There was the factory where our yearbook is produced was closed for some time during this pandemic, and they've actually gone back to partial schedule. So it's possible it may be slightly delayed. Ms. Allen will let me know and let all of you know when we hear when the ship date is. If for some reason a student can't get into a senior shadowing Zoom, who should they contact? Probably the teacher who's hosting that Zoom. Worst case scenario, you could contact me, and hopefully I am able to try to troubleshoot that. Textbooks and library books will be dropped off when you come for the car parade. You'll drop them off on tables that'll be set out by subject area in the elementary canopy. If you are not planning to participate in the parade or you're out of town, we're gonna have to set up another time, you know, maybe graduation where people who still have things drop them off. Okay, let's see. Senior signs that the PTA purchased are gonna be displayed on the library lawn, I believe this weekend, and it's my understanding they'll be up through the car parade, and then you will get an information to come pick them up. Any that aren't picked up will be stored at a parent's house to be picked up at a later date. So those are going to be displayed in the next few days and then through Memorial Day weekend into the time of the car parade. And if you have any kind of address change or email change, you can enter those, particularly if you need things to be shipped like the yearbook. If you have an address change and it's related to the yearbook, I would email Ms. Allen directly, because she may have already submitted those addresses. Please be reminded that with the signs on the lawn of the library, there should be no gatherings to take pictures. If you do want to take a picture, come when there's not anyone nearby to take a picture with your sign. We really are doing our best to follow these social distancing guidelines. Number one, because it's safe. And number two, we've been given the opportunity by the town to put these things together, and we want to make sure we follow their guidance. Let's see. Borrowed books, laptops. Yes, you can return laptops at the same time. And as far as graduation and what students are going to be wearing, I think this might be in particular for boys. We have reached out to the tux shops locally, and we're working with them. So once we know the date that it's definitely taking place and we have clearance for that, we'll follow up with particularly the boys to let you know where to get a tux. Okay, so any other questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'm happy to answer them. Seniors, please make sure you sign up for your 6 sessions when it opens up. 1 session per week for the first 24 hours, the additional 4 sessions after. Remember, attendance is being taken and will be submitted. So if a parent doesn't email Ms. Colarusso, you will hear from her if your child is not where they were supposed to be for senior week or senior shadowing. Any other information about graduation, how that's taking place, what the guidelines are going to be, who can come, any of the seating, we will follow up as soon as we get closer to that date. We're waiting just to see at the beginning of June, anything comes out from the governor. Once we have that, we're going to follow up specifically about graduation. There's so much involved in graduation, I think that might require its own meeting. So if you have those questions, hold on to them, maybe jot them down, and we'll follow up. All right, everyone, please stay safe, stay healthy. Don't hesitate to reach out. I hope you're doing well, and we look forward to celebrating our seniors the next couple of weeks. Thank you.